Okay, I'm going to attempt to drown myself. You can try this at home. You can be just like me.
In the late 1990s, hip-hop was a part of pop culture and the mainstream media. It captivated suburban America and was consumed by teens and young adults alike. In 1997, music producer Jimmy Iovine caught wind of an upcoming rapper and requested a demo from the young MC. Iovine then in turn played the tape for legendary hip-hop producer Dr. Dre, and from that instant, they both knew as someone that they had assigned to Interscope and Aftermath Records. Eminem then instantly started working on his major label debut, the Slim Shady LP. His debut was an instant success, catching more popularity than anybody would have expected. After winning a Grammy, the pressure for Eminem to follow up with a more powerful album was evident. At this point, Eminem fans felt like they were getting an intimate look into his personal life. In 2000, Eminem was ready to release his next album entitled the Marshall Mathers LP. This album would come to change the course of his career. He then released his first single off the album, The Real Slim Shady, as a parody of his career as a famous rapper. He pokes fun at many mainstream celebrities, which put him on the map for many pop culture aficionados. He added a bit of his sarcastic personality into this single as well. His next single was Angrier, with an edgy piano roll providing the melody. The Way I Am described a stressed celebrity musician who is always being harassed by fans and critics alike. His third single was Stan. It was the pinnacle in his career that tells the tale of a deranged, obsessive fan who kills his girlfriend and writes Eminem a series of letters. This single propelled the album. Every late night or award show had Mathers performing his hit single. Eminem impacted popular music by shaking up the mainstream, at a time where boy bands and manufactured pop stars were mainly the center of attention. Eminem created music that received attention for his controversial lyrics, but also his keen rapping ability. Eminem captured anger that the average suburban youth could relate to, building him an enormous fan base. Mathers also made a huge impact to the music industry. He has inspired many upcoming artists with his flow and his lyrical content. He has set a new standard for the hip-hop superstar. Eminem let his fans into his whole life, talking openly about his trials and tribulations. There are also many critics who think the Marshall Mathers LP is nothing but profanity and misdirected anger that affects the youth in a negative way. I believe Eminem's music is a brutally honest take on his life, and he expresses his anger through his art. As a listener to this album, it affected me deeply growing up. It was one of the first hip-hop albums I ever listened to in its entirety. When I was first exposed to it, it shaped my taste for music for years to come. I knew each and every track word for word, and still to this day listen to this album for inspiration. His lyrics and anger set a tone that I could relate to and not get enough of growing up. I learned that you can be totally original in the industry and not be afraid of telling the truth in your music. Any artist can relate to honesty in music, and Eminem's early albums motivate me to explain a real-life story that leave listeners captivated by the honesty.